Dear students, very good morning. Okay, how are you all? I think you're all fine and safe. Okay, so today's topic is Unit 5 Supplementary A Day in 2008-89 of an American journalist. Okay, A Day in 2008-89 of an American journalist. Author is Jules Verne. Okay, A Day in 2008-89 of an American journalist, which was written by Jules Verne. Okay, first we'll say about the author. Who is the author of this supplementary? Jules Verne. Okay, Jules Verne is a French novelist. Okay, he's a French novelist, a poet, and playwright. Okay, he's a French novelist, a poet, and also playwright. His adventure novels are part of a series. Okay, he draws inspiration from his own sailing adventures. Then he is one of the most translated authors in the world. Okay, who is one of the most translated authors in the world? Jules Verne. Okay, that is our own author of this supplementary. He has been called the father of science fiction. Okay, he has been called the father of science fiction and has had an incalculable influence on the development of science fiction writing. Okay, he has been called the father of science fiction and had an incalculable influence on the development of science fiction writing. More interesting, perhaps, is his place as a prophet or predictor of technology, which was not to be invented until long after his death. Okay, so this is about the author Jules Verne. Okay, now we'll move on to the lesson. A Day in 2008-89 of an American journalist. Okay, the main characters. Okay, main characters are Frances Bennett, Edith, Cash, Colley. Okay, Frances Bennett, Edith, Cash, Colley. Okay, Frances Bennett. Frances Bennett is a managing editor. Then Edith, wife of Frances Bennett. Okay, Frances Bennett is the managing editor. His wife name is Edith. Okay, then Cash. Cash is an astronomical reporter. Okay, Cash is an astronomical reporter. Colley also astronomical reporter. And another two character is Gandhini, Earth Herald. Okay, Gandhini is just a new planet, not a character. Okay, Gandhini, new planet, Earth Herald. That is world's largest newspaper. Okay, world's largest newspaper. Okay, so these are the main characters: Frances Bennett, Edith, Cash, Colley, Gandhini, Earth Herald. Okay, now we'll move on to the lesson. Okay, A Day in 2008-89 of an American journalist. Okay, this story takes place in the office of the managing editor of the Earth Herald. Okay, as I already said, no, Earth Herald is the world's largest newspaper. Okay, Earth Herald is the world's largest newspaper. So the year is 2008-89 and the date is 25th July. Okay, the story in the office block of the managing editor of the Earth Herald. Okay, the world's largest newspaper. In this story written in 1889. Okay, in this story written in 1889, the writer describes how he visualizes the world 1,000 years later. Okay, so in the story written in 1889, the writer, that is Jules Verne, okay, describes how he visualizes the world 1,000 years later. It is a world of technological advancements. Okay, it is a world of technological advancements. Here newspapers are not printed but spoken. Okay, so it is a world of technological, and here newspapers are not printed but spoken. So Francis Bennett awoke in a bad temper. Okay, awoke in a bad temper, as it was 8 days since his wife had been in France. Okay, as it was 8 days since his wife had been in France, he was feeling lonely. Okay, he was feeling lonely. He saw his wife appear in the telephotic mirror. Okay, he saw his wife appear in the telephotic mirror. He quickly jumped off his bed, went into the mechanized dressing room. Okay, so because these are the things happening in 2089. Okay, so mechanized dressing room without any attendant. Okay, without any attendant, the machine performed all the task of getting him ready to his office. Okay, so without any attendant, any information, the machine performed all the task of getting him ready to his office. Francis went to the reporter's room. Okay, Francis went to the reporter's room. His 1500 reporters were passing on to the subscribers the news which had come in during the night from the four quarters of the earth. Francis went to the service room of the astronomical reporters and inquired about its proceedings. Okay, as said, no. He 1500 reporters were passing on to the subscribers the news which had come in during the night from the four quarters of the earth. Francis went to the service room of the astronomical reporters and inquired about his proceedings. Okay, one of the earth's heralds, astronomers, had just confident the elements of the new planet Gandini. Okay, one of the earth heralds astronomers had just determined the elements of the new planet Gandini. It is a distance of meters and 7 decimeters. Okay, it is at a distance of that is huge number. I will explain later. The next room was a broad gallery. It was devoted to publicity. It brought in a daily average of $3 million. As I already said, no, one of the Earth Herald's astronomers had just determined the elements of the new planet Gandini. Okay, Gandini, it is at a distance of 12 trillion 841 billion 348 million 284,623 meters and 7 decimeters. Okay, again I'm repeating 12 trillion 841 billion 348 million 284,623 meters and 7 decimeters, that this planet describes its orbit round the sun in 572 years, that is 572 years, 194 days, 12 hours, 43 minutes, 9.8 seconds. Okay, Francis Bennett was delighted with such precision. Okay, on the whole, Francis Bennett had reason to be satisfied. One of the Earth's heralds astronomers had just determined the elements of the new planet Gandini. It is at a distance of 12 trillion 841 billion 348 million 284,623 meters and 7 meters, that this planet describes its orbit round the sun in 572 years, 194 days, 12 hours, 43 minutes, 9.8 seconds. Okay, so he was so delighted, he was so happy with such precision. Okay, ma. The next room, was a broad gallery. It was devoted to publicity. It brought in a day average of $3 million. Okay, so Francis then went to his accumulator works at Niagara in his aero car. Okay, France. The next room, a broad gallery about a quarter of a mile long, okay, was devoted to publicity. And it well maybe imagined what the publicity for such a journal as the Earth Herald had to be. It brought in a daily average of $3 million. Their gigantic signs reflected on the clouds, so large that they can be seen all over a world country. Francis then went to his accumulator works at Niagara in his aerocar. After visiting that, he returned to Centropolis about 5 o'clock. Okay, so after waiting in the room of the Earth Herald, there were different proposals given by the crowd. Out of this, two young men's proposals were brilliant. Okay, out of this, two young men's proposals were brilliant. He assigned them work and went to have his meal. Okay, who he assigned that Francis assigned them work and he went to have his meal. He got the news from his wife that she was coming to Centropolis by tube, which traveled from Paris in 295 minutes. Okay, he touched a button to take a bath. Finally, he gets tired and touches a button to take a bath. Okay, his wife gives him the news that she is starting from Paris by tube. In these tubes, one travels from Paris to Centropolis in 295 minutes. Okay, finally, he gets tired and touches a button to take a bath. Okay, that's all the story, my dear children. Okay, a day in 2008-89 of an American journalist. Okay, so please kindly read the lesson. Okay, read the lesson, and when you read the lesson, definitely you'll get more and more involvement, more and more interesting. Okay, so please, it is a futuristic story. Okay, it is futuristic story written in 1889. Okay, what are the main characters? Francis and Mrs. Francis Bennett. Edith, that is Edith. Cash, Collie. Okay, Earth Herald is a world's largest newspaper. Okay, ma. So read the lesson. Don't waste your time. Okay, then write your classwork neat. Handwriting should be neat and clear. Okay, now when school reopens, definitely we teachers will check your classwork. So maintain your classwork neatly. Okay, ma. Thank you. Identify the character and speaker. Choose the correct answer and question answer, paragraph, everything I'll post you. Okay, so please kindly everything you should write it in your classwork. Okay, ma. Thank you, and study all the question and answer. And within this month, definitely we'll conduct a test. Okay, for unit 5. Okay, ma. Thank you.